kilos, 50%. If you are not bilingual, get the fuck up out of town before we run your ass down. Underground, how I came out. Any nigga try to stop me, let it hang out, let it bang, let it rain out. Yo soy el Dios, you are Dios, nigga. I am the God. Get a nigga chopped up on a Tuesday. White club going up, little Tuesday. This is Doomsday, I can have Guadalupe. Come through and knock down a truck on a toupee. Now look at his brains on the sidewalk. He top the 38 and jump on the sidewalk. I'm rolling, shotgun, Claudia Ochoa. I am the nigga walking through Sinaloa with the blood red Chuck Taylor's on, and you know when I show up, it's a squad full of killer squad full of squad full of niggas that'll pull up, let it bark on a nigga. 106 shots park on a nigga, street sweeper up the whole block, up nose arc on a nigga. Got 2 Glock 9s, 2 45s, 2 Desert Eagles, and they fly together side by side. No juego conmigo, tú sabes, amigo, no Tony Montana, mi amigo, si tiros, mi casa, su casa, cuidado con el chico, tú quieres, le paga, yo pego, cariño. Ya te dije, el juego y fuego. I am the God. El Trampo. I am the God. El Trampo. I am the God. El Trampo. Nigga, I am the God. Pinche policía, puto, jodiendo todos los días. Cabrón, si ahora tu familia, o mi madre y mi tía. I'm on a private jet with El Chapo, feet up. Sipping Tecate about the land for the re-up. Fuck them antennas, we ain't got them tracking devices. The feds, they be watching to see us. Niggas wanna see us, check the IG. I'm in the V, throwing blood up like the IV. Don't try me days low with the AK. 600 million, 400 million from Dre Day. Pablo Escobar in my heyday. Picking off coke, that's a payday. On a private jet, that's a mayday. In South America, on a vacate. He on my snapback, chopping grade A. None of these niggas ready for the melee. 100 cal make his body do the nay-nay. Leave a nigga face worse off than Sinead. I am the God, I've been telling you niggas. I got a bird and a chopper in a trunk, and I will sell it to niggas. We can screw it and chop it, machetes on deck, I will sever you niggas. Behind these bars, I'm El Chapo, motorcycle out the sun on you niggas.
Escúchame, chinga tu madre, nunca me encontrarás. No para de mirar, no me controlas, te controlo a todos. Me respetan, se mueran, soy el Chapo y luego Sinaloa.
El Chapo.
What's going on, Conscious crew? Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Isn't it amazing how astrology is such a real thing? Because, of course, my technologies are acting up under a retrograde. They have every other month to act a fool, and yet, ironically, and only act a fool when we're under a retrograde. So not only did I lose my cell phone, as you guys know, I had to transfer services to the iPhone that Larry brought me for $1,300, which I was able to successfully do. And I absolutely hate iPhone as a phone. So I'm absolutely going to get my Android fixed, and I'm going right back to the Android coat. And this iPhone will be my social media phone. But on top of that, as you guys can see, can't you see the lagging in my camera? It lags, it pauses, it freezes. And of course, it would do all of this under a retrograde. Like, it's just wild how objectively true these spiritual laws are and how they're consistent in their reality over and over and over and over again. Also, you guys know all hell is breaking loose, which is consistent, baby. We at war. Iran is making a parking lot out of Iraq and Jerusalem or wherever the hell they bombing at, but it's just a goddamn mess. And Trump says he don't give a damn what happens to Americans as a result, child. Long as he get to sit high and powdered up in the goddamn White House with a white nose. My God. So, hey, we might as well just use retrograde to our advantage, and we're definitely going to get our click and view off of every single thing that happens here because, you know, I think the Light and Love CTV has really officially left the group chat, baby. I'm about to give all these niggas exactly what they want and then a little bit more. Okay, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Before we get into the thick of it, you guys already know what we're here to do. Go ahead and thumbs up the video until it's absolutely stuck. Thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious crew member and telling them to get their black asses into the sanctuary. Also, if you enjoy everything the King does here, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or paypal.me/ConsciouzTV, and that's Conscious with the Z on the end, just how it's spelled here on the channel. All donation information and social media handles are in the description box below, okay, as well as on this ticker in red and white going from right to left at the bottom of the screen. Also want to shout out all of my contributors because you guys have really blessed the King so deeply. Shout out to Coach Leslie, my baby mother Leslie, for the there's a piece of child support check who says love you. Shout out to my baby mother Deanna, my baby mother Tarnisha for replay game, my baby mother Pat for the dancing piece. A child, hey Auntie Pat, who says Auntie love you. I love you even more, Auntie Pat. I love you, Dow. I love you, Dow Boots, man. I love you so bad. Shout out to my baby mother Loud Conversations, Natasha, Bessie, Lattes Way, my baby father, Jalen, Dolores, Carrie, Ken, Lucky, my baby daddy Mike. Shout out to all of you guys, baby. Y'all, baby, let me tell you something, baby. Y'all love the King and the King love y'all even more. That's why we put it all on the line here over here on the Consciouztv platform. I thank you guys so much. And once again, all donation information is in the description box below. Also, make sure that you guys are thumbing up the video as that helps with boost the algorithm. Set your notification bell to all. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community or your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you went fat later lane. Just let them whores know that we're loud, live, and then call in with no further ado. Let's go ahead and push on through. Oh,
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
all right, Conscious crew. I really hate this lag. I hate it so much. God damn. But shout out to my beautiful moderators, Ray, Auntie Trisha, Kimmy, my beautiful moderator, Style Spy Stevie, Rumors in Tea. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for holding down the chat. And you guys be so respectful to my moderators. They want to ensure that you have a wonderful and riveting stay over here at the Consciouztv roller coaster. Okay, we got to get straight into it. I do have two guests with me. The guests may amplify because, you know, live streams inspire other things. This is kind of an extension of last night's live stream. You guys know, baby, I got into the things, girl. It was a full wraparound. It was a 360 commentary. Okay. So this is a birth child of that. If you missed that live chat, make sure that you guys get into it. Shout out to the 10K views already on that. You guys know that despite not being in the church sector, the people love when I do search sector content, girl. They need me out here, girl. They say it's dry out here. They say nobody captivating out here. They say nobody can hold their attention and their engagement out here but the CTV, right? Okay, so I'm probably going to be taking a lot of jobs for the rest of 2026. But until then, let me bring up my actual friends. Bubs to God, welcome to the platform. And of course, the wonderful and whorish Reckless Logic. Hi.
Girl, hello.
How are you, fabulous black men, today?
I'm doing good. I'm actually in a very good mood.
Do you want to share the news with the Conscious crew that you shared with me and Bubs behind the scenes?
Oh, Lord, here come your bullshit. What news?
It's not. I'm all like in love today. What do you mean?
Girl, what news? I don't remember.
The news that you are gearing up to.
Oh, girl, yeah. So yeah, because girl, knowing you, I didn't know you was gonna come with some BS or not. No, but I'm getting back into my content creating mode. I've been buying things. I've been buying like services to get back to my content creation. So yeah.
On period. We are looking forward and excited because you've been. How long has this been since you've uploaded anything?
11 months.
Damn, almost a year. Shit.
Okay, but if you want to see Reckless uploading consistently, just join his OF, you guys.
Girl,
Bubs,
fake news.
how are you feeling today?
I am feeling pretty cool. I'm good. It's been raining over here for a while, so it kind of looks gloomy. But other than that, I'm smooth. I'm cool.
I mean, I didn't know that your aura was given an entire cannabis plant, for God's sakes.
Well, this is Western.
I can see your halo. Oh, okay. That shit.
But I mean,
like
I would take that because I love cannabis.
It like a weed plant. I thought it was a weed plant.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay. Do you want to tell the folk they can find you at on these social media streets?
Yes, of course. You can always find me here on YouTube. Bubs the Guy. Check out my video essays. The first one on the DL Whispered, as he's called now, as well as Amir Odom. I've kind of been more consistent with that. He's kind of engaging a little bit, so I it gives me something to work with. You can also follow me on Instagram, and of course, if you want to drop a little bit of coins in the pot of gold, you can definitely hit up CTV's Cash App and put in the message. This is for Bubs the Guy. But
for Bubs the Guy,
I'm here.
For Bubs and Bubs only, baby, because I will spend his shit if you don't clarify.
Yes, he will.
All right. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it because I don't want to keep you guys here long. I know that y'all got things to do, especially you, Bubs. But I want to open up with the last live that we were all here together on, which I believe was maybe back in January, if I'm not mistaken, maybe early February, maybe. I'm not sure when we did that live. But in that live stream, I was probably more transparent than probably anybody in the sector has ever been. I went into things that were very dear to my heart. One of those things was my family, because I had to provide a context for why my alternative family means so much to me in terms of my friendships and the people that I come to love and who come to love me outside of blood. And I was honestly kind of shocked at the level of emoting that I did. I'm not sure if I would have emoted that way had that conversation not happened in front of so many people, but there is something about being in front of so many people. I don't know what it is, but it activates another level of vulnerability. Maybe because you already feel kind of vulnerable and exposed, just even being in front of people. So to go into something that's very vulnerable is just kind of like the next logical step is, you know, the floodgates opened up. So obviously, that was that. But I called you guys because I knew that I was going to be touching on some things. And I want you guys to clarify what my conversation was with y'all and what I asked y'all to come and do up here on this platform. Live.
Well, you wanted us to be there on that live again because we are the people that know you for a while, had our own personal
for years.
Experiences. Yeah. For me, if y'all know me, y'all know I've known him for a while.
For years.
For years to be exact. But you called us up there to create a safe space for you to be able to release and to share whatever it is that you wanted to share, and to remind you, that you have friends in your life that do care for you, that do love you and hold a safe space for you. So because you've done that for me multiple times, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to come forth and do that for you as well.
Okay, well, that sounds like more of an interpretation. I mean, and that is so lovely, and thank you for that. That sounds more like an interpretation, though, of what I asked. What did I specifically ask you to come and do?
All right,
for this live.
All right, so in relation to the live, you wanted us to be by your side, to support you. In addition to that, you wanted us to tell our testimonies and speak to the type of person that you are and that we have experienced, and how we know you to be, and to show up. Yes. And how we experience you, and how everyday people experience you, not just on the live, not just through social media, but how you actually show up 3D. That's what you want us to do.
Okay, yeah, because I specifically asked y'all to come up here and to hold the space for me because of what I knew I was going to go into. And I specifically requested y'all to come and speak about y'all's experience of me in y'all's life and to do y'all honest and big one on that. Now, to clarify, did I ask either one of you to come and bash the living hell out of Larry Reid?
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
Did I ask either one of you to come and put y'all largest foot in his ass?
No, ma'am.
Did I tell y'all that this was going to be a Larry Reid live bashing session and I wanted y'all to partake in the bashing of it all?
No.
Okay, so I called y'all to tell y'all that I wanted y'all up here to hold a safe space for me and to talk about who y'all know me to be.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the memo that the both of y'all got.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
While we're there, is there anything that either one of y'all would like to say as it relates to y'all's experience of me, the kind of person I am? Because I'm asking that because there keeps being a consistent conversation as it relates to how I show up in friendships regarding King Jives, how I show up in friendships regarding Larry. And sometimes I personally feel like because they have a popularity and our work is entangled and on top of each other, that a lot of times people only get to see how I show up in those relationships because those relationships are so public by public figures. And I think sometimes this also encourages a romantic narrative because people don't oftentimes see people even love at the level that I do. And that even go as hard as I do without it not being compelled and inspired by sexual or sensual or romantic feelings. So last night, I was reminding some of the Conscious crew members that despite y'all's very edited, short-lived view of how I show up as a friendship due to these content creators, I'm actually the same nigga to all niggas. Larry is not unique in that way, and King Jives is not unique in that way. So could y'all talk about the Davion that y'all also have experience, and do y'all feel like Larry or King Jives has received anything that y'all haven't received from me in friendship and camaraderie and brotherhood and bussyhood?
Okay, I'll start first.
And they're saying that your mic is kind of low.
You guys hear me now? I'm closer. I'm closer to the mic now. Can y'all hear me? Does it sound like
you do sound a lot louder than you was initially? Give us a 1 in the chat, you guys. Can you just do a 1, 2, 3 super quick, Bubs?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me back there? Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear him? Give us a 1 if you can hear Bubs in the chat.
Because I have the
before
volume
we proceed, because I don't want him to start talking and y'all talking about your hearing aid ain't working and Retrograde is fucking with the mechanics of the eardrum and every damn thing. Okay, so everybody saying 1. Okay, go ahead, Bugs.
Okay, cool, no problem. You have, for me personally, you have been one of the transformative forces in my life. As I mentioned on the previous live that we were on, back in 2018, I met CTV before 2018. I want to say maybe 2016, 2017, I want to guess around that time. We met. I went through my ego death in 2018, and baby, when I tell you, he was like the only person that was able to hold it down for me. He was a person that showed me what love was and that exposed the lack of self-love that I had. And because at that time I was more so cerebral and not as becoming balanced with my emotional side, I would try to argue him down all the time about some of the things that my ego was saying. But because he was operating in a spiritual way, like he's always done, even though it hurt, those were things that I needed to hear. And no shade, I would not be Bubs the God if it had not been for CTV. And if y'all don't believe me, I have, at the beginning of my YouTube channel, I talk about my ego death series. Around that time, my grandmother passed away, so I was dealing with that. And then we ended that ego death series with an interview where he was able to interview me and basically pick my brain, my emotions about what was going on with my healing process. And I've always tell them all the time, like, nigga, you are like the physical representation of like Black queer Jesus, because of the way that you literally show up, how transformative you are. And no shade, like being friends with you, it's not for the weak, girl. Like you are that friend, girl, that will tell your ass the truth even if it costs the friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Can you expound? Like
What?
heavy on will tell you the truth even if it costs the relationship. Can you?
Hell yeah. Like, because of, like, at that time I was very male centered. I had been with someone, I had been intimate with someone, and I'm not a person that's intimate with people like that, but I was intimate with this person, and there were a lot of red flags that you saw, but because of my ego, I was trying to paint them green. And baby, you would clock them. And that would end in like epic ass showdowns and back and forth. But the love that you had for me, and because I was learning to love myself at that, or strengthen my foundation of self-love at that time, like, I was like, yeah, I've never met anyone who told me this much truth. They were not trying to coddle my ego, because they knew that my ego was putting me in fucked up situations. So you had to strike that. And there was one time where it was like, girl, I'm surprised your ass still staying connected, girl, because a lot of people who are weak would have been left, would have been walked away. But because I was able to hold on in the midst of all that, I've become the person that I am now, to where I can check my own ego. I don't need to have as much help doing that. But yeah, you don't play no games. You're not a person who is a yes man. You operate in the truth. That's how I've known you to be for the longest time, both online and offline. I've seen your transformations with the truth. I've seen how you've done it in other areas of your life, public and privately. And yeah, you can't lie on truth. And that's the one thing that you completely operate in, to where it was like, bitch, let me be truthful about my own shit. Let me be truthful about my own stuff. So yeah, and I've even showed up like that in some of my other friendships, to where it's like, girl, I would tell your ass the truth. And if that means that you feel some type of way and you upset, you irritated at me, that's cool and that's fine. But when you look back over in retrospect, you're going to see the reason why that happened. So for me, as far as you, I already told you, as my shit popped the fuck off, bitch, you getting a nice ass chunk of whatever the blessing is.
Give me my reparations and my pain and suffering, baby.
Exactly, because I know I put you through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time,
you niggas.
I remember one time,
reparations, baby.
No, for real, it's true. I remember one time we were on the phone, and we were on the phone with another mutual a friend of ours, and I was like, girl, I feel like I'm losing my mind. And baby, you kind of let off like a little laugh or whatever. And my ego was like, oh, really, bitch, you gonna laugh at me while I'm hurting? But he was like, that's the point. You're supposed to lose this old mind to get a new mind. You cannot pour fresh wine into an old wineskin, because it's going to burst. It's by the renewing of your mind. And at that time, you were helping me to renew my mind. I had to push myself over the hump, because just like Iyanla Vanzant, like, I can't change your life for you. I can give you the tools. I can give you the information. I can show you how to apply these. If you don't do that, then you're not going to change your life. And even the analogy with Christ, like when Christ were healing people, it wasn't just solely on Christ to heal. Those people had to be open and willing to meet in the middle and to receive it.
It is your faith that makes you whole. I'm just touching and agreeing with your wholeness with you.
Exactly. So it's, for me, it has been transformative. My parents know who you are. They love you. My friends know who you are. They love you. And again, girl, I know you personally. I've met you personally, girl, and you're the same on and off. You know what I'm saying? So for Bugs the God, this is my experience, and it showed me what a real friend is, and it helped me to be a better friend to myself.
Oh my God.
No shade.
Wow.
And if y'all want to see that video, again, y'all can check it on my channel. It's right there for y'all to see if y'all want to be nosy.
Yeah, so. See, I thought it would be better to let other people say it about me than for me to say it about myself.
Right.
I think that this is for other people to say. And not for a person to say, yeah.
And I mean, even for the Conscious crew, like, look how many people in the Conscious crew have said, oh my God, the way that you think, the way that you've been able to change my mind, or to give me another perspective, or a viewpoint that I never thought of it before. Maybe because my ego, maybe because of my traumas, maybe because of these things. And again, that theme song that I also created and edited, mind you.
Yes, you did a great job.
It's truth. It's truth. I didn't ask Chat GPT or Claude to help me write the lyrics, girl. That came from the soul, from the spirit, from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And again, because of your influence in my life and me learning how to love myself, my life is becoming better and it's just beginning. So I have to give you your roses. No shade.
I really appreciate this. And you know what? This is what I needed y'all to do the first time, but y'all got carried away into some other things. That's another story for another day. This is what y'all supposed to do the first time that we
Sorry.
did. Don't succeed. Maybe it was a retrograde then. Who knows?
I think
but I also want to say to that, Bubs, that's interesting that you say that, because it almost also sounds like what you're also saying is that, damn, like our friendship also was tethered to that work, because had you not done that work, the friendship could have also went down the tubes as a result. That's crazy. That's powerful. And thank you for that. Reckless, what has your experience of a bad bitch been?
Alrighty, so I'm gonna start from the very beginning. So how I'm gonna have to echo very similar talking points that Bubs just said in terms of transforming the mind. When I first came in contact with Conscious, this is some wow back, bitch, back in the Stone Ages, bitch, sometime back. And I remember I came across T.S. Madison's platform, and I remember at some point there was something within me that felt uncomfortable about drag queens, trans people, but I wasn't like explicitly transphobic or nothing like that, but I knew something was up. So first person I saw was Miss Sophia or whatever, and I said, oh, I like her, but something in me is boiling. I don't know what it is. So I continued to go on the platform, and I eventually came across Conscious platform. And I remember I was like, I like him. I like the way that he thinks. I like the way he breaks things down. I said, I'm going to make it my business to continuously watch his platform, because I knew something was up within me. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was up. Just to give you guys a little insight, our group in the church, you already know how that already went down. The femophobia and all the other stuff.
Pretty much, it made you a self-hating sissy. Got it.
Yeah. A bit, period. So I ended up commenting on his one of his YouTube videos, and we ended up getting in touch with each other, talking on the phone, and we really connected, and we've been strong ever since. Now he transformed my mind in terms of challenging me, in terms of challenging the thought processes that I had, challenging the way that I view things, the belief systems. Now that is something that was extremely hard, because you grew up one way your whole life, and then you come into contact with a new belief or a new way of life that you may or may not be prepared fully, because on the surface level you may say I'm prepared, but are you really prepared to really transform your mind? Because another thing that also comes with that is another way of living, and also another way of being that also comes with transforming your mind. Yes, because you can think one thing, but you can still act a certain type of way. So also with that mindset also comes a changed behavior in the way that you respond on a conscious and unconscious level. So transforming my mind, getting me to an optimal or more, I'm gonna say more optimal level in terms of the way that I view things. Now, my experience with this bitch next to me, like he said, it is not for the weak, bitch. And vice versa, bitch. When I tell you, when we disagree behind the scenes, it's like two tornadoes. Because he be like, you got me fucked up, and I'd be like, you got me fucked up.
Girl, you be sitting here like this.
The clashing.
We both Scorpios, and we both Scorpios.
And the thing is too, is like, it's I know a lot of people don't see it because we do our shit behind the scenes, but bitch, it's like two fucking hurricanes, two tornadoes clashing, bitch. But I appreciate that. I appreciate friends, family that call you out when you are wrong. Like it's a specific line I literally just heard from Iyanna. You know that mammy, Iyanna Von Zion. She said, don't let me die. And that's what I appreciate. If you see me doing some BS, don't let me die. Don't
Right.
enable habits and behaviors that contribute to my downfall. Especially when, if let's just say I don't see the downfall and you see it, bitch, let me know. Someone has to say something, because sometimes we be in situations you don't always see it because you be so wrapped up, too emotionally evolved, and you be blind to the bullshit, and you don't see the red light like ahead of you, and you're about to run that red light. And also, what comes with running that red light also comes a car crash. And but your friends see it, and don't allow me to die. Don't allow me to do things that's gonna put me in harm's way. So that's why a lot of the clashing comes. But also with that is what I also appreciate is that he doesn't come off like a preacher. He also is receptive to criticisms as well. That's one thing I will say. Because he'll ask me too. He'll be like, hey, let me know I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll give my honest opinion. So it's a mutual
Can
thing.
I put a heavy on that? That is, I'm so glad you said that. And Bubs can attest to this as well. Larry can attest to this. Everybody can attest to this. I'm the kind of person to where I don't even wait for you to even tell me you have an issue. I would literally come and check in and be like, hey, like, you know, am I showing up? Okay. Is there anything you need to do better? I've asked Bubs so many times, like, you know, like, is there anything, you know, can I be better at this? Is there anything that I can do better for you? That can show up better for you? So, yeah, I'm glad you touched on that, Reckless, because I'm a very socially aware person, and I always want to make sure that I'm not the only one satisfied in the relationship. I want to make sure that other people are having, you know, a quality experience of me and are also reasonably getting their needs met, because it is a relationship. It is reciprocal in two-way. It goes both ways. Y'all not just here to serve me. I'm here to be of service to you all as well. And I want to make sure that you guys are happy with me, that you're happy in your relationship, and I want you to feel comfortable also speaking to me about your needs, because I'm genuinely interested in doing better. I'm genuinely interested in making sure that y'all are okay. I'm genuinely interested in considering anything that y'all have to say to me. So it don't even require no beefing. It don't even require none of that. I will just choose to come in and seek that information and that data from y'all. Because it is about the both of us, not just one of us.
Yep, a partnership. It's a partnership.
And in addition to that, it's the openness of being able to say, hey, I know sometimes I may or may not be, you know, I may or may not be right. Because I come to Consciouztv be like, because I know that he's gonna tell me the truth whether I want to hear it or not. So he's one of the very few people I come to be like, hey, this was going on. Just let me know for real. Am I on some BS or not? Because sometimes we need a third party that's going to be unbiased to check us and be like, hey, yeah, you know, I ain't going to check you out in public, but I'm let you know right now, you on some BS.
You know, check them blind spots.
Right. Now what I decide to do after that is up to me. No, but I'm gonna say this. One of the examples,
because see, I'm gonna make sure that none of my niggas or them niggas or other people be like, bitch, where your friends at? Where your friends? No, y'all ain't gonna say that about my niggas, baby, because my niggas got friends who give a fuck, who gonna inform them, who gonna talk them off the ledge, who gonna tug on them, who gonna wrestle with them about their salvation, who gonna be that iron that sharpens iron, because baby, no ma'am.
And no shade, that's kind of like how my own personal inner circle, even though it's very small, is like. We look out for each other. We're honest with each other. We check each other when it's, hey bro, I didn't like that, or oh, that made me feel some type of way. We know how to not just communicate but comprehend the communication. You know what I'm saying? And again, because you're a spiritual person, and like me and Reckless grew up in a religious space, like Reckless said, which was beautifully said, coming from one place of thinking and then having that thinking challenged, and then giving you the opportunity to like transmute that if you so desire. And both Reckless and I have been able to transmute those things to where now we are more open-minded. We are more receptive. We are more to be like, okay, well, we're going to listen to the other information because we don't know everything. But when you have somebody else who does have, for example, it's kind of like, I think it's from the House of Dragons. I think someone said, in order to slay a dragon, you have to hit it from multiple angles. If everybody goes forward, you're fucked. If everybody goes from the left or the right, you're fucked. You have to have multiple angles, and you provide multiple angles to where it's like, I didn't think of it that way, or I didn't think of it that deeply, to where now even in my own friendship with my inner circles, I'll say things and they'll be like, I never saw it that way, or I never thought about it in this deeper context. And I'm like, well, I had someone who taught me how to do this. Then I started doing it for myself because I have to work on my own soul salvation. And now that I'm doing that, I can help other people work out theirs as well, because I had a great teacher come through to show me what that looks like. You're black, you're male, and you're queer. Those are the three things that I am. But you also was able to tap into something that is greater than all of this, which is the sum total of all of this, and say, hey, what I'm operating in, y'all can operate in that too. And you showed us, and this is where we're at right now. So no shade. I got real people around me because I need real people around me. Somebody said in the comments, if I got a booger in my nose and spinach in my teeth and my breath hot,
let me know.
we need to be the friend. Girl, here go a tissue. Girl, here's a toothpick. Bitch, here go an Altoid. Suck on that for a little bit, then come back. We need that. Now that may hurt in the moment because it's like, bitch, my breath for real. But you would rather check me than me and everybody else face, hi, how you doing? And everybody just like,
somebody else do it for you. As your parents say, I'd rather discipline you than you get out here in the world have to do it for you, because they're not gonna give a fuck when they do it. They're not gonna have any type of love infused in that, no compassion infused in that. It ain't no telling how they would discipline you if they had to do it. It might be fatally disciplining your ass. So
and even in that, real quick, just to kind of finish it, like, one thing that I really do appreciate about you is that when you do offer a critique, you offer a solution. So many people just offer critiques and leave it there. Like, again, in my breath hot, bitch, give me the Altoid, give me the gum, give me the whatever I need. You know what I'm saying? A little spray. Give it to me. You have the resources, girl. Okay, this is messed up. Let me assist you. You've always assisted. You've always gave a way out. You always was able to come up with a solution. Or if there wasn't like a definite solution, you were willing to work it out until a solution came about. I mean, and on top of that, it is crazy that this has to be reiterated, because when you look at your evidence of how you show up in general on your channel, it should be pretty simple to understand. But retrograde. So
look,
no, but
okay, go ahead, Reckless.
No, I also wanted to add to that last part that Bubs got just said, is that also sometimes as well, you also recognize when there's a lesson that the other person needs to learn. You also recognize when to not step in, because you stepping in can hinder them learning said lesson. And that was something that I experienced with you, is that you didn't step in because it was a lesson that I had to learn within that. And you stepping in that moment was just going to be me not learning the damn lesson, essentially. But you continue.
Wait a minute. So what is happening here, you guys? And I'm really feeling, I'm feeling the floweriness of it all, is that I'm talking to two people who are just as emotionally intelligent as me. And I think people really underestimate how your personhood has to be set up to be able to hold value for someone, and see the value in what they're saying, or even how they're handling a situation with you, and be able to transmute that in a way that is resourceful for yourself, and to not make it personal, and to not find injury in it, and to not etc. Like the fact that y'all understand that real relationships come with hard conversations. It come with people who love you, sometimes having to say difficult things, with people holding up a mirror to you. And the fact that both of y'all have actually had the heart to respect that and to value that, and are literally sitting here saying y'all also have become better men for that. I mean, to be men, for one, because to both of y'all's point, Look, I am completely clear that I am an aphrodisiac as well, bitch. That I am not for the faint, bitch. If you got a heart
Hey.
murmur, if you got a heart issue, if you got a cardiac arrest issue, baby, if you tender, if you, baby, the CTV is not like CTV is for those who play life on difficult mode, people who are like striving
Delicacy,
for,
if you will.
yeah, people who are striving for like the highest level of themselves, not people who striving for enough, people who striving to waddle, but people who are really striving for the highest degree of their mind, of their consciousness, of their beingness. And because I've also been a student of that, and I have had those kind of people in my life as well, which is where I learned it from. I learned it from those who I was friendshipping. I learned it from those who I was learning under. I learned it from my senseis. Discipline, humbleness, humility, sacrificing the ego, recognizing the ego and distinguishing it from my authentic self, and all those things made me capable of showing up substantively in the lives of other people. Because I think in this country and in this system, and probably in the world in general, like most people have more than likely a surface level relationship to each other. You know, and therefore a lot of the interactions are very surface, are very vain, filled with a lot of vanity. And I'm not for those people. I'm not for the small talk. I'm not for the casual interactions. I'm not for any of that. I'm a mad scientist, and I'm doing real dismantling of myself and real refining and reforming and transforming of myself. And I'm attracted to others who are attracted to the idea of transformity and are attracted to the idea of evolution and evolving. And those are honestly the type of friendships that actually work for me. Those are the type of family ships that I thrive under. I can't sit under people who are okay as they are and who also can see the damage from the way they are and want no inventory and show no interest in putting a screwdriver to that shit, putting cement to that shit, filling that shit in with repairing that shit, covering that hole, no nothing. Those actually are the hardest relationships for me because we have two different approaches about how to deal with an issue. Your approach is to do nothing about it. My issue is to be completely proactive, to be preventive. My way is to deal and go directly into the heart of the matter, to go directly into the burning house itself. I'm not afraid of that because I know what's on the other side of dealing and confronting all of that, which is the gloriousness of self and the gloriousness and the other level of potential in the marriage or in the romantic ship or in the friendship or in the whatever ship. So having people like y'all in my life honestly also is a reminder of my own sanity, because sometimes I do spend a lot of time with people who are not like me at all. And then I end up in a padded room, my damn self. And I just be like, am I? And then I get back here and I'm like, huh. Whew, like, bitch, I'm back in the real world. I'm back in God's world. So I'm back in the real shit, because Jesus, like, it feels like a nightmare sometimes. Like, but because I'm an empath and y'all are empaths, so y'all know this to be true. It's like you attract all levels of people. You attract people at various levels of self-awareness. And I understand that, but having people like y'all in my life is such a breath of fresh air, and it's such a it's good for my mental health. It's good for my mental health, and I'm glad that I can also be of an aid to the betterment of y'all's mental health, and we support each other in the improving of our mental health. And we are we desire to help each other. We desire to be there for each other. That means a lot in a world that's going to shit right now. And in a world where so many people want to deflect from their shadow work, so many of these hoes would rather not figure a friendship out and just be friends with AI instead. and talk to her all day. Like, so many people are looking for an escape. So many people are looking to just go tuck everything under a fucking rug. I haven't been in that in so long. I literally practically culturally, socially emancipated myself from my biological family, 90% of them, because their practice is to deflect, to deny, and to not do. And there's nothing I can do with that. You're not giving me anything usable. That material is not reusable. There's no transformative potential in any of that shit. So I've had to leave them where they are, and I am a better man for it. And once again, you know, everybody is not going to be for everybody, because everybody wants something different out of life. Everybody wants something different out of themselves. At this point, I'm very clear that I want better, and I want to be around people who want better, and not better just in terms of materially, not want better just in terms of money, not just in terms of the glamour, but want better in their persons, want better in their soul, want better in their socials, want better in their intimacy, want better in their heart and their mind. That's what I want, and that's who I want to be surrounded and connected to.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, to your point, like, again, when you were mentioning about how the world is today, we can talk about America today, how there has been so much information and truth and receipts and all these things to help, like, dilute or remove whatever the fear or the ego is. And we saw how America chose the fear and the ego because, unfortunately, it's something that is still familiar. So even though it is destructive, it's damning, it's damaging, it's denigrating, it's all of those synonyms and whatever the case may be, like, it's something that I'm used to. It's the fear of what's outside of what I'm used to that prevents people from getting to the other side. Even though, like you said, when you go through the fear, the FEAR, false evidence appearing real, false evidence. Once you move through that, you see the actual truth. And again, when you mentioned how when you're in that space, when it's like, oh, I'm in the real world, I'm in God's world. First of all, it proves to you that there are people in the world who are like you. There are people in the world who are, like you told me back in the day, Bubs, you right there at the threshold. You're right there at the threshold. I didn't know that my ego death was going to be that, but you spoke it prophetically. And then what happened with my own personal life with my ego death. And I went through all of that. I made mistakes. I failed, all that type of stuff. But it was the love. It was the affirmation. It was the renewing of the mind that you showed me. And then not just by you showing me this. Again, I've been rocking with you since I don't know if it was the beginning of this channel, but somewhat in the genesis of this channel. I've seen you fuck that.
Yeah.
When you were going through your own personal,
I was around, I think, for the old channel.
Yeah.
When the Ocean
when you were going through your own situation with your, at the time, husband, I was there personally. I was behind the scenes and saw how not only were you helping me, you were transforming your life. Even when that shit started to spill out publicly, the way that you were able to handle it. First of all, you're human, you're empathic. So when it comes down to the emotions, you know how to let it go. You said to me a long time ago, and baby, when I tell you that CTV is the king of quotes, girl, I could be sitting there listening to this nigga for hours and write shit down, girl. Crying, and even me, I had to learn how to do this.
Yeah, like for a minute, I was like, damn, bitch, like, was I Jesus and Bubs was one of my scribes in the past life? This nigga had created a whole CTV Bible at one point, but then the dog ate his homework or something like that, child.
Don't shut up. I made another one. It's on my phone using the webcam, so I have some things or whatever.
The gospel was Davion.
Yes, but what you said, one of the many things you said, prolific things you said, which is true, and I implement this more in my life now. Crying, especially as a man, especially as Black men, we're not taught to cry or to have healthy outlets of emotions. Only emotions we're told to really like get into are like the negative, low vibrational emotions, which is why we see where a lot of Black men are, unfortunately, today. But you would say crying is the soul's way of throwing up. If your ass eats something right now, and your body identifies it as harm, it's going to do what it's programmed to do to remove it, because it's all about sustaining self, right? It's all about making sure that you are good. So just like if you eat something, you get food poisoning, what do? You either release it out this end or the other end. Regardless of which end it comes out of, you release it. So I saw you release these things in very powerful ways. I'm talking about ways that for those of us, like I said, who used to go to church, unless you get to a place where you are that vulnerable to just let it all go, you were doing that without the church. Basically, you were the church and you were doing that. And I saw that in real time. So for you to help me and to see you help yourself, when you love yourself and love your friends, you'll say, bitch, let me work on my shit so that you ain't got to continue or do as much to give unto me. You know what I'm saying? I can give unto you now because of what you've done for me. And again, with any partnership, like a business, if me and CTV go into a business together, it is up to us to keep that business afloat. It can't just be one-sided. Now, yeah, there may be times where something may happen and one of us may have to bear the weight of all that has to be, but it's not supposed to be that forever. It's temporarily. We then come back to the balance. And you've taught me balance, and the fact that me, Reckless, and others can say what we say with our own personal experiences, girl, everybody can't be lying. Everybody can't be lying. So,
and those who are lying are in fact lying.
That's on period, bitch.
And those who are lying, bitch, are in fact lying. CTV is a very passionate and compassionate being. He handled my delivery with kindness and favor. I love you guys. Auntie Jace, I love you all so much. I love you all. Love you all. Love you all.
Well, I also want to give an example, as well, because I'm not really vulnerable. I have like I don't really get too deep on my on the social medias about my shit and stuff like that. But this one has already hit the airwaves, so I'm gonna bring it back up. A very obvious one is when I lost my mother some time back, and that was a very hard time for me, very extremely vulnerable. At least around when I was around the family and dealing with the funeral and dealing with the emotions of the family. I will say I was very stoic. At least in my mindset was somebody got to be strong around this mother, because everybody everything was just going insane. And I'm like, I'm looking around like I'm like one of the youngest ones here, but I'm like the only one that has the same brain right now. Like, what the heck is going on or whatever? So yeah, right. And then when I would have the opportunity to speak to Conscious, that's when all the other stuff that I guess I held in at the time would come out, and I had time to release. Be vulnerable, because I don't do that with a lot of people. Me being vulnerable, I'm very protective of my emotions, because that can call
that's the Scorpio in you too.
Yes, crimes of passion. You play with my feelings, that's crimes of passion. So the thing is,
which I've also had to talk you off the ledge of.
Bitch. Oh, I forgot about that one. We'll talk about that one too.
I'm about to kill this bitch in this room.
Oh Lord.
Bitch, fuck you. Nah, so me, I had the opportunity to be vulnerable and stuff like that. And another very public showcase of how Conscious shows up for his friends is when, at the time, I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys know or may not know, at the time I had taken care of my mom, and my family told me, hey, this was going on with her. I literally quit my job and I literally went up there, and I was a full-time caregiver. At the time, I wasn't even getting any sleep or nothing like that, because I was scared. I was like, if I sleep too hard, what if she yelling for me and something happened, I'm gonna feel guilty. So I wasn't getting no sleep. In the nighttime, in the morning time, I had to go to appointments and all this other stuff, all of that. And I had no job at all. And then when she had things transpired, she ended up passing away, then life continued to life. Yeah. I was in a financial hole, and Conscious made the effort, and he lended his platform over to raise money for me. That was a huge blessing, because he didn't have to do that. Realistically, all he had to do, and be honest, all I
watch really like everybody else, and you call out,
right, was be a listening ear. Oh my God, oh my God, da, 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 da. But he also made the effort to what Bub said, the solution, because like I said, I wasn't vulnerable about my emotions about a lot of things, but I was talking to him most of the time. He was stayed up with me. Like even when he would be on live about 20,000 hours, 14 more hours, he'd be on the phone with me. Like he'll be on the phone with me, just hearing about the same ish, same this, same that, family this, family that, and how I'm feeling about this, and also unpacking some of the emotions that I kind of kept hidden away and all this other things, and also speaking on the spiritual level. But he didn't have to do that, but he did. But that also shows that he is empathetic and he shows up for his people. And y'all also showed up for me as well. So I also want to let that be known as well.
Shout out to the Conscious crew, bitch. Shout out to the crew, girl, because baby, they're gonna follow the king, girl. If we got to go after our own, we're going after our own, baby. But
now,
and, you know, I just want to say that,
girl, I also want to tell about the other one. You had to talk me off the ledge, but we'll get to that.
Yes. What I was gonna say, damn, what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that you know what? I didn't think about this until right now. I love I also needed this conversation. Like I needed this. I needed this. I needed to be on the receiving end of something like this. Because I'm being ripped apart in a lot of ways. Or at least I say people are trying to rip me apart in a lot of ways. What is so interesting is that what you guys are saying is that despite CTV being the superstar and the Beyonce of the group, you wouldn't know that based upon how this bitch actually acts. He acts like Michelle and Kelly too, bitch.
Wait, hold on. I ain't say all that. I ain't say the Beyonce shit.
Y'all are saying, girl,
for real.
Y'all are saying, girl, that despite CTV being the Beyonce of the group, girl, that you ain't even know.
Sarah, calm down, Sarah.
Because that bitch will come up out of her hair and come lay down on a cot and be there with you and mourn with you and grieve with you and cry with you and emote with you and rub and confide and comfort. And I'm gonna be honest, that's something I learned how to do based upon being up under such selfish people. I was like, I want to do the opposite of this. I don't want to take up this much space in any relationship. I want to I'm just very self-aware in that way. And I've always told myself, even before like my life got pretty comfortable and things got pretty situated, I've always been like a very communal person. But I always told myself, I said, I don't give a fuck how high I go. I don't give a fuck how much money. I don't give a fuck how long the bundles. I don't care about how big the cloud is. I'm going to make sure that my people never see a fucking difference in me. I don't give a fuck how much God gives me. I don't give a damn, because I realize God has given me all that I got because of me staying with my people and staying a person, not being a celebrity, not being a personality, but being a person to people. And that's very affirming. I'm glad that this is y'all's experience of me. That means a lot to hear it.
Yeah, and I think we, because of the way the world is, we need to be reminded of that. Because no shade, like one thing that Reckless said, and with the example with his mother and how he had to show up and be the strongest, how you show up and you're the strongest, how in my own personal experiences, you show up and be the strongest. Sometimes we need to be, because we're human, so we need to be told that and to feel that strength back, which is why, like I said, for me, my inner circle is smaller, because when I do have moments where I don't feel like myself, or my ego is starting to come out, or something along the lines of that, I know that I have a group of people that I can be like, hey, I need to talk to you about something, or hey, this is going on. And even in the times where I have to remind myself, like for example, with my YouTube channel just recently this year got over 1,000 subscribers. So there is also a little bit of stress on me, like, okay, well, what am I going to do next? And how am I going to do this? And how I'm going to get in the algorithm and stay in the algorithm and grow and do what I need to do as far as my creative talents and endeavors. I would go back and watch my old content and remind myself, oh, bitch, I've been doing this. I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Even at the time, before I got to where I am now, I've been doing this. It's just that now I've grown in that. So that's why I appreciate the Conscious crew. That's why I appreciate Consciouztv. That's why I appreciate the people in my life who, again, give back to me. And I think we're going to need more of that going forward. If you are a person that wants to give, first of all, love yourself. Get to an overflow state so that when you do need something, you'll always have something in the cup. Or if you do give out of your personal cup, you got other people around you who are also in the overflow status who can share of their saucer to give unto you. So I think we need to do that and then go forth and give that to other people, because as corny and generic as it sounds, it's really true. The world needs more love. So when you have individuals like CTV being able to show that love to other people, to be an advocate, to stand up for the things that are right when a lot of people are quiet because of what it may bring them, you stand in the truth. And no shade, like it says, the truth can set you free, but can you handle the truth? And by being around you, I have learned how to handle the truth. Like for example, I know that my mother will eventually pass away. You know what I mean? That's a reality that all of us are going to experience. But because I know that, it makes me show up more intently. The fact that I know that I'm going to pass away one day and I don't know when. I mean, the life expectancy of Americans are going down. If anything, it reminds me to show up more intently with life, to show up in the present moment, because that's all I really have. And I think to myself too, like if I never would have met CTV, where would I would have been? Would I would have even still be here? Because in 2018, I was really contemplating taking my own life.
You were. And is it
so?
And touching on that, isn't it crazy how empathic I was and how I called you on the day?
Let me tell you what happened.
I said, "Are you okay?"
Here's what happened.
I could feel it. I didn't even know what was going on. It's just all intuitive.
But that's because we were connected and we had an emotional and connection. When I was going through my ego death, I started to partake of herb. Not like how I did now, because at that time I was using it as an escape. Yeah. Now I use it as a way of grounding and helping me figure shit out, because I'm in an altered state. But at that time, I was trying to escape it. And I remember at the time before it became legalized in certain states, you had to, of course, have a card. And of course I had a plug. I mean, hey. So I told my plug, I said, hey, look, I want some flour and I want to try an edible. I want the strongest edible they got. And he came out with this motherfucking brownie or whatever that was probably about like this big or whatever, and with the width and all that stuff. And he said, don't eat the whole thing, because the whole thing is 500 milligrams. I ate a corner of that. That had to be at least 50, 60 milligrams. Didn't think nothing of it. I'm getting at home. I'm at home and shit. I'm eating my Subway sandwich. I'm watching Alexis K. Tyler, bitch. I'm over here laughing and shit like that. Then my ego death started happening. For a lot of people who do partake of herbs or edibles, if you are not grounded, all Mother Marijuana, Mary Jane is going to show you is whatever it is that your ass is trying to hide. And it brought everything up to the surface to where I had really dark thoughts in my head. I never was thought that dark before. But as I was going through that, girl, my phone ringing. My phone ringing multiple times, girl. Multiple times, bitch, like off the... And I couldn't talk because, bitch, I was in my own shit. So when I finally did come down from that experience, that really helped to transform me as well, I called him. He was like, bitch, is everything okay? Because, girl, I just feel in my spirit that something happened, and I told him. So, again, like, if it had not been for him, I would not be the bubs that I am. I probably either would still be male-centered, still doing dumb shit that probably would have got me in more crazy shit, or I probably would have not been here. So
not been here, which I could not imagine. That's untakeable.
I'm
definitely not being here by way of that way of not being here.
Climbing up Mammy Mountain, baby. Thank God we done slowly came down, bitch.
Overcame and transcended
climbing the rough side of the mountain. We're gonna tell that bitch to move out our way. How about that?
Climbing up Mammy Mountain.
Yes.
Move that mountain out the way.
Yes. Well, I don't want to keep you guys too long because I definitely got to get into some other things, which I'm going to get into. But is there anything else that you guys would like to say? And I do want to reiterate that you guys were called to be a part of that live back in January or whenever it was, because y'all were there to hold a space for me emotionally, given some of the things I was going to go into, and y'all were there to do
just that.
And y'all were there to give y'all the experience of me, which y'all have done a better job of today than y'all did then when I asked y'all this. Okay.
Well, I do want to reiterate, and I also want to clarify, because there's a distinction between Conscious. He brought us there to speak to him and speak about how we experience him, and also speak to the type of person he is. In addition to that, he also knows that we also have our own opinions and own feelings on said situation that played out. I'm going to use this word in all caps, publicly, and especially when we are connected to him. This played out publicly, and it was an open forum. So even if we weren't on the panel to give said opinion, what I was planning on doing,
my God,
I was going to be in the chat, and I was going to put my opinion about a public situation in the chat in all caps and emojis to grab people's attention so everybody can see and hear. So I was going to do what I was going to do regardless. And let's be very clear as well. I also want to make it very known, and it's very obvious, is that even though we had our own opinions and our own mindset and thought processes to said situation, he also had his own opinion and own thought process as well. Because Lord knows we were trying our best to convince him, baby. we tried our best. It ain't work, but we tried our best. And trust me, we tried our best. So,
because y'all already understood that the choice had been made long before the live ever happened. Y'all already knew it wasn't an intervention of any. I mean, y'all tried to fake stage it, so y'all came together and y'all might have like we about to set this bitch up and we about to motherfucking use it as an intervention, but yes, of course, like it wasn't an intervention. The choice had already been made. I had made a choice to move forward in the friendship, and I had made a choice to move forward in the therapy. It wasn't y'all weren't here to talk me in or out of any. I mean, y'all chose to go in that direction, but that wasn't, what I had asked y'all for in coming up here to, hold a space for me and to just speak into my person.
Yes. But, so yes. I want to be very clear and very, very transparent on my end. Yeah. I took it upon myself to swing and bang on him. Right. Not Conscious. He didn't bring me up for that. I chose to do it because I wanted to, and I was going to by any means, either through the means of the chat or being on the panel.
And can I ask you and Bubs, and didn't I have to go to war with y'all in that same live when that swinging and banging?
Girl, you
sure did.
I was going to go to war. What are y'all talking about? We're going to do this. So what are y'all talking? You let us know. You let us know. But to your point, like and no shade, I kind of share the same sentiments of that. Like that wasn't the intention of us coming up here. But since we were up there and we were sharing our public opinions, and again, the keyword public, it's not just me and Reckless that had our own opinions. There are plenty of people publicly that have their own opinions. I mean, no shade. Look at the comment on the screen. No shade. So again, if you know your friend and you love your friends and you rock with your friends for real, what's understood needs no explanation. I'll just say that.
And look, and the reason why I had to respect it is because, first of all, it was a public forum and it was understood by everybody in the situation. And even and everybody who was spoken about, that it was going to be a public conversation, and so that was understood. But I also because it was public and everybody else was also sounding off. I wasn't going to tell y'all to not sound off because I knew that y'all weren't even going to sound. Y'all were going to sound off from a place of sincerity and not sound off from a place of like trolling somebody. But because y'all connected to me, y'all bear witness to whatever, it would have been a fool to tell y'all not y'all can't say shit while there's a whole chat that's going up and down and voicing their opinion. And to your point, Reckless, had y'all not been here, y'all still were going to emote and still were going to say what the fuck y'all needed to say. And
because if need be, I was gonna go on a burner account. I was gonna put it in the chat. I was gonna get it off.
Look, I know if need be, y'all content creators, y'all bitches could have went and did a whole separate reaction video and really saw it was like, girl, this is gonna be the best of containing it. It's right here, and just let y'all do y'all one too, and me respectfully hearing that, but y'all also knowing that I had already made my choice and y'all were going to respect that, even though y'all didn't have to like it, y'all were still going to respect it.
Lord knows we tried to.
I mean, that's what you tell us. That's what you tell us. Yeah. Like in my situation with my ego death in 2018, that same person, he was like, girl, now if your ass want to do that, that's fine, because you an adult, you gonna do what you want to do, girl. But when the I told you so moment comes, I just know that the moment will come, girl. I am and no shade. I think the one thing that, egoically speaking, can be irritating about it is that no shade. 9 times out of 8, CTV is the one that be right.
Climbing up, man.
And that is be sitting there like, ooh, I can't stand this nigga, girl. He just everything he say, the bitches know how to say it and shit. It's just like, girl.
I'm gonna tell you how to get around it.
99.9% accuracy rate.
Now I'm gonna tell you how to get around it. Just don't tell the bitch. That's how the situation going. That's going good.
No. Because even when I didn't tell the bitch knew in her spirit that I was fucked up. You know what I do?
And because I know how egocentric you hoes are, I go and pull the motherfucking taro on y'all situations anyway.
Yeah, we know. We know what your nose is. Your nose
ass. It was well, girl, because according to 7 of Wands and 12 of Kings, bitch.
Not 12
Kings. With your nose ass
over there.
Now, before we go, I do want to hear that story about you having to talk Reckless from not being locked up next to the Whisper. So I would like to know what that was about.
Okay, so this goes to the point of what I said earlier of girl climbing up Mammy Mountain. But this goes to the point of what I meant, that not stepping in and letting me learn a lesson. So I had a situation with a boy.
It's always niggas. It's always niggas.
Well, these niggas know. First off, I was already
it ain't all men, but it's always a man.
Girl. First off, I put my trust in a nigga. I'm a stupid hoe. How do I figure? Girl. So I had a situation with a boy or whatever. He ended up getting connected to, I'm going to shorten it out because it's going to be too much.
Yeah.
He would get connected to somebody that I know. And at first, I tried to play it off like I really didn't care. Like I said, I'm very stoic sometimes. Like I'm protective of my energy, like of my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to pretend like I did not care, but it was eating me up at some point. and me and the other person was in the room. And because I was letting it be known that I really didn't care, they were being open, honest about, oh, this person, this person texts me, yeah. And I had a blowing up inside the room. Now, the person didn't know this until after we spoke, and then we had the opportunity to speak about it. But the person didn't know this. I had a whole blowing up on the inside of my body. Because I said, I just know this motherfucker. I just know this nigga not trying to play me, right? That's what. Like I said, I'm protective of my emotions. So I had opened up to said, I mean, fuck this. I opened up to that nigga and I told him how I felt about X, Y, and Z. And he did me dirty. And I did not like the way that he was going about the situation. So I was like blowing up. I was mad. I really literally went downstairs. At the time, it was like at a hotel because we was like in the middle of traveling some shit. I went downstairs huffing and puffing like, bitch, I'm ready to fight, bitch. I damn near want to drag a bitch out the bed, bitch. I was mad, bitch. All of a sudden, Conscious called me. He calls me up. I literally get on the phone and start like, normally we get on the phone, hey, how you doing? I was already at like a 20. I was pissed. I was boohoo crying, mad, bitch, raging out. Because, bitch, this nigga got me fucked up. I'm about to whoop this whole ass in this motherfucking room. When I tell you, I'm pretty sure the people at the hotel looked at me like I was a fucking maniac, because bitch, I'd have went through all the ranges of emotion. I'd have went through the mad, I'd have went through the crying, I'd have went through the delusion, mamification. Oh, everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be all right. And then I also went back to mad, when all I'm getting back to crying, and all went, girl, raging the fuck out. And I did not give a fuck who the fuck saw me, who the fuck heard me. All I did know, they better mind their motherfucking business, because bitch, I was this close from whooping everybody ass. Now, the moral of the story.
Can you check the private chat, Bubs? Go ahead, Rick. Let's go ahead.
But the moral of the story is that when it came down to us finally, because he just let me rage out. So finally I calmed down. He finally caught a phase where I finally calmed down to where I could finally hear some shit. Because bitch, at first I just wanted to get it all out. I finally calmed down, and he said that, yo, you're gonna have to be honest about how you feel about X, Y, and Z. And so he noticed that there was a point of contention that was going on within me on the inside. The point of contention was that and this also goes to what I said earlier of, are you sure you're ready for the truth? And that the thing was that I know that how I feel on the inside about me, about the person that I used to fuck with and the person that I'm cool with, getting to know each other, all that other stuff. But am I really prepared for the truth? And what I mean by that is that the point of contention is that, am I really prepared for the other person I'm supposed to be cool with to say, I don't give a fuck? And he told me that. He said, you're going to have to give your friend an opportunity to show you if they're your friend or not. And he said that right now, your point of contention is that you're afraid on a conscious or subconscious level that they're going to disappoint you. And he said, you're always going to feel like that unless you address that. And so I finally, eventually, over some time, because I struggled with that for a little minute.
Yeah.
But after some time, I finally addressed it with the person, and I gave them the opportunity to show me, are they my friend or not? And come to find out, they're my friend. And so, baby, it was a strong one, because I said, I don't know, I might have to put both of these bitches in the body bag, bitch, because I don't know. I compared to one, because he was already about to be in the body bag, so bitch, I didn't want to be the friend too, bitch. I didn't know.
Home period. Bodybag.org.
Bitch, I
Oh my
was
God.
sure, bitch.
But to do the work is the most impressive part of it. The fact that you niggas do the work, the fact that you niggas, like the fact that y'all go into the hard parts. Y'all go into the hard parts. Y'all don't stay at that surface level shit with self. Y'all go into the parts that's hard, the parts that's blinding, the parts that shakes your bones from the inside. Y'all are literally the definition of what's the scripture? Something about salvation and fear and trembling, wrestling, or working out your soul salvation in fear and trembling. Y'all consistently demonstrate y'all's willingness to martyr the ego. Well, I think
the reason why we do that is because it's kind of like once you see something, you can't unsee it. Like I remember during the beginning of my spiritual journey, you would say to me, like, you once you start this, there is no going back. You said that to me in the beginning. Now that I'm at this place, it's like, now I understand what that means, because once you see something that is better, you can, but this time you have an awareness that you are doing yourself a disservice. You have an awareness that you're fucking yourself up. You can't blame nobody else. You can't put it on nobody else. Ain't no excuse. Ain't no way around. Ain't no way over it, under it, around it. You have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? And again, for me seeing you do that in real time, it's like, girl, there literally is no excuse unless you create one. And whatever excuse you create is going to be on your motherfucking ass, because you could have, I remember you said something along the lines of like an interpretation of like at the end of especially from a religious standpoint, during Judgment Day, the gnashing of the teeth. The gnashing of the teeth could possibly be the life you could have had if you had went through the fear, if you would have had done the work, if you would have done, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that I saw it in real time, the fact that I applied it in my own life, the fact that there are other people that are sharing their own experiences again of you and how it has impacted them to work better in their own life. And again, we can see all this. We see that CTV is not just CTV on CTV. CTV is wherever the fuck CTV go. We see this. This is what happens. But at the same time, because you're walking in your truth, for the individuals who don't know truth or are afraid of it, of course, they're going to respond in the way that they do. And it's funny because even when they respond in the way that they do, they still somehow get blessed by the truth. They may not see the blessing, not now until the work is done. But but your truth overflows. So, I mean, we could talk. I could be on here all night talking about all the things that have happened in reference
and
to
maybe I will provide a day.
That.
And maybe I will provide a day for y'all to commit blasphemy and worship me all day. It might come a day. Today ain't that day though. Right. But no, I want to thank y'all so much. I really needed this. I really needed this. And I'm glad that you guys can make it clear what I asked y'all to do versus what y'all chose to do once y'all got y'all asses up here. And I'm glad that y'all are here to set the record straight and to be clear, and to provide a clarity, but more importantly, to provide affirmation and to provide love. And I love you guys very dearly, and I will remain a love for you both. So thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Bubs, I said that I'm gonna call y'all when I'm done up here and everything. Right. But is there anything else before y'all go that y'all want to say before I let y'all go?
Make sure you subscribe to both me and Reckless, especially Reckless, since he coming out. Okay, of the cave, girl, and I can't wait. I was wondering, like, Reckless girl, what happened, girl? Like,
this bitch
but now we know that you're gonna be, so it's dope. You can follow us. Make sure you follow me again on here on YouTube. Make sure y'all go ahead and check out my video essays that I did. I'm probably gonna go live later on tonight, or possibly tomorrow afternoon or whatever. But yeah, that's it. And most importantly, love yourself and do the work. You only have one life to live. One life to live.
One life to live.
Make it the best life you can. And I promise you, as a living testament who is still living life, still going through things, when you go through the fear, I promise you, whatever it is that you quote unquote lose, you will receive the equivalent or something greater than what you've lost. Amen. Because not everybody, not everything, not every circumstance, every experience is going to grow with you. You have to learn how to let things go so that you can create capacity, create space, create room for the good things that come into your life. Because, baby, I've dealt with so much bad shit. I'll be damned if I'm going to sit up here and fuck up the good things that I have. That's just me.
Amen. 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 Well, God bless you both and love you both. And I'm gonna call you both a little bit later. All
right. All righty.
That was our Reckless and our Bubs, you guys. Friends to the end. The tribe members. Okay, so now we gotta switch gears a little bit. We got to get into some things. I want to say hey to my baby daddy, Jay the Vicious. Hey, boo. Hey, everybody in the chat. Respect for Bubs and Reckless. Absolutely all respect. Nothing but respect. This is the result of doing the work. No cheat codes, baby. Let me tell you something. Them the people that I'm running this race with. Them the folk that I'm running this race with, baby. So, okay, let's transition. There seems to be a deep deluded, deranged, how can I put this? Projection, if you will, because, clearly it's people projecting their own fantasies and desires onto the CTV. But there seems to be like this idea amongst some people. I guess they're kind of confused on, let me zoom in because this part is on me and Larry. There seems to be some confusion around what is me and Larry? Is it sensual? Is it sexual? Is it social? Is it the things that are 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 things? Let me address that. because I think that that's an easy thing to say, right? Because, and it probably genuinely is the only thing that makes sense to people too, because of the way that I particularly love. You would think that I am in love with a motherfucker. And I don't shy away from that because, as you can hear from my other friends, aside from Jives, aside from Larry, that I love from and with the totality of my heart. I make no apologies about the fact that I was raised up with a lot of hugs. I was given a lot of kisses. I was given a lot of affirmation. I come from a household where we were encouraged to center love. We were demonstrated love. I come from a big ass family that is very verbally affectionate, that is very physically affection. I come from a family where my uncles, I'm talking about rough and tough ass niggas who make machines with their hands, who cry, okay, who cry at sentimental things, who tell you that, boy, you're handsome, who get into their divine femininity and know that it doesn't take anything away from their masculinity. That matter of fact, their courage and capacity to embrace the virtues of the feminine actually is what defines their masculinity. This has been my demonstration growing up. This has been my demonstration from both women and men in my life. So when it comes to the way that I show up outside of my biological family, I show up in the way that I know. I show up due to what's been reflected back to me in my earliest years. So I love with everything. I emote with everything. And to be honest, it's the only time that I feel the closest to God is when I'm allowing my heart to heart in its beingness. Now, of course, that comes with the side effect of vulnerability, because in vulnerability, you have the capacity to be hurt. You have the capacity to be broken. You have the capacity to be assaulted by those who hold such a meaningful and sacred space in your life and in your soul. But I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a ballsy bitch. And I take my chances anyway, because while there is a chance that I could lose at love, there's a chance that I could win at it. And that win inspires me more than the prospects of an L does. Had I not continued to take my chances on love and loving people, I would not have a reckless logic in my life. I would not have a Bubs to God in my life. I would not have a Darren in my life. I would not have a Will in my life. I wouldn't have a Tamira in my life. I wouldn't have all of these people in my life had I allowed the fear of being hurt and remaining guarded would actually kept me from the relationships that thrived under love. Like what Bubs was saying earlier, had he not even done his work, me and his friendship probably would have crashed and burned. Had he not done his work, we would have missed out on each other had he not done his work. So when it comes to the way that I show up for Larry, because I know the bigger sentiment is, oh, CTV is in love with Larry. I believe that in Larry's last commentary, Larry stated that he was in love with his ex-mentor, but not in a sexual or sensual way. But what I think he meant and what I interpreted it to mean was that he loved him fully and purely, is what I think and believe he meant. And I would have to share that same sentiment, that that's how I also love. I love fully. There's no kinda, there's no sorta. You either got my heart or you don't. There's no in between for me. My Scorpion nature doesn't allow there to be an in between. It's either all or nothing. And I'm good with all or nothing. I'm very ambitious when it comes to relationships. I'm very ambitious when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love. I believe that how I'm treating people in my life is what I'm going to have to answer to God for. And I don't want to have no concerns about what that conversation and exchange looks like between me and eternity when I finally die, and I have to answer for myself. I'm not concerned with money. I'm not concerned with accolades. I'm not concerned with legacy in that way. My legacy is in my treatment of people and their experience of me. Now, me and Larry have produced text messages and screenshots of him flirting with me, him talking about ramming me in my ass and all of this. We've put those text messages out just to show the totality of our friendship, but the friendship is not sensual or sexual. When I first met Larry several years ago, when he found me, let's be clear, Larry found me. Larry attracted me into his experience. Okay, several years ago, when he was not even Larry Reid Live, he was still doing his show with Buddha on Facebook. Okay, with 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. He wasn't even Larry Reid Live at that point. When we first met and came across each other in this experience, me as a gay man, I'm gay. I get to be attracted to men. I don't have to shy away from admitting that I'm attracted to men because I identify as a gay man. I live my life true to my orientation, and I'm an openly queer, same gender loving male. When I first met Larry, yeah, there was an attraction to Larry. I thought he was an attractive guy. And then when we got to know each other, I was like, okay, like he would be somebody that I would date. Obviously, we're 7 years later from 7 years ago. Those type of feelings and affections and desires for me are absolutely and utterly not there anymore. There's nothing about Larry that I want to sleep with, that I want to fuck, that I want to suck. I have zero desire romantically for Larry. He is not someone that I would be compatible with even on a romantic level. I mean, he's an Aquarius. I'm a Scorpio. Romantically, I would need all of the emotional availability. Like, I am not attracted romantically to stoic people. I'm not attracted to cerebral people. I'm not attracted to people who can't get into their intimacy. I can't, like, if that's not their strong suit, there's not going to be an attraction for me. And I'm not, and my sexual and sensual attraction is not just informed by physicality. It's informed by people being able to take care of me properly, people being able to show up for me. Like, I'm attracted to character. I'm attracted to how attentive a person is, how mindful a person is. So there's no romantic sexual interest in me for Larry. For a time, there definitely was. For a time. Absolutely not anymore. Zero, finito, don't exist. Ground zero. Will never happen. So I hope that clears. I hope that clears it for anybody who has a misunderstanding about what this is. But nonetheless, even as a friend, you won't be able to see much of a distinction between the way that I show up when I'm in love versus when I'm in friendship, because the love is the same. The only difference between me being a friend to someone and me being a lover to someone is that I'm fucking my lover. But my friends have the same love that my lover has. My friends have the same me that my nigga has. My friends just don't have my dick in my ass and my throat. you know, or unless we just decide to, you know, keep each other company in between time in the meantime. But nonetheless, okay, that's the only difference. The love is the same. I've been in relationships, romantic relationships, with niggas who are like, damn, bitch, is you fucking your friends? I'm just like, girl, no, but I still have them. And you existing don't mean nothing to me. Like, I'm not the kind of bitch who gets swept up in romance like that. Like, I'm definitely going to be forever indebted to my friends and hold on to my relationships because they going to be here when your ass is gone. Niggas come and go. You cannot go find family and friends anywhere. You can't just go out into the world and just find people who are going to be that for you and to you. So I'm not giving up my friends for nobody. I ain't giving them up for family. I ain't giving them up for no nigga. I ain't giving up for no romantic shit, boo. You're just going to have to make space for my tribe because I come with the tribe and I'm leaving with the tribe and you're being welcomed into a tribe. So maybe that's what the confusion is. It's like sometimes people see the way I emote and the way I show up, and maybe that translates as romantic into that point because I am giving the same love that I give to my partner to my people. You won't be able to know the difference between my romantic love and my platonic love because it is the same love. But no, me and Larry, there is no, I'm speaking for me, there is absolutely zero sexual and sensual and romantic attraction to Larry. I do not. He's not my type romantically. He's not my type sexually. I have zero interest in him in that way. Now, let's move into the other piece of this. Me and Jives. All right. Let me see. Hey, San. I remember these days when your content was primarily spiritual. Yep, that's how I came on this bitch. That's how I came out here, Auntie Jace. Yep. It's sad that you have to explain yourself. But, you know, I don't think it's sad. You know, I mean, you know, I'm a content creator. I kind of look at this as like I'm a reality TV star. So, you know, this is like my confessional. This is my confessional booth. You know, so I don't see it as having to. I'm choosing to just explain. And, of course, not explain to the people who are determined to misunderstand and the people who desire to perverse all of that. But, you know, just giving more insight and context to those who may genuinely just want to know or genuinely just may be confused and they just need to hear it clarified, you know? So this is really for them. Even me saying all that I'm saying right now is not going to be picked up and not going to be received by idiots, you know? And I'm fine with that. Once you've been through the fire with someone, it's not something you can just walk away from. Well, you know, and that fire for me is love because I don't trauma bond with people. I have walked away from people that I have trauma with and I have endured trauma with. But what keeps me in place particularly is just the love. The love is what'll make me try. The love is what'll compel me to figure it out. The love is what will make me consider all things to be considered, you know? Okay, so let's get into me and Jives. You guys know that me and Jives had a conversation last night. It played out on the live stream. You guys know that every time I've went live, probably the past 3-4 times as it relates to the bishop with the arch in his back, that everybody has been bringing up Jives' name. Like, when are you going to address Jives? When are you going to address Jives, girl? He popping it. His commentary is not supportive. We don't feel he's being a friend. He's throwing you under the bus. He's throwing the situation under the bus. He's blowing with the wind. Boom, boom, boom. Ka, 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 ma. So I finally just said in a previous live, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and shave off the friendship word when it comes to Jives. And now, you know, the playing field is even and he can move how he desire. Because it's only that title that provides that's the only way it can hurt is if I consider him that. If I don't consider him a friend, then whatever he does doesn't impact me in a personal way. It might just agitate me, maybe, and get them red, but it won't hurt in a very personal way because the relationship is no longer personal. So I just went ahead and shaved the word friendship off and kept it pushing. And I wished him well. I told you guys, support him, continue to make him famous, make him go viral, give him all your coin, do all the things. It was literally no smoke on my end. But then, boom, he texted me while I was live last night, and he was like, "Are you calling for me, CTV?" I said, "Yes, I absolutely am." So then I called him on the phone. He also happened to be live as well. We had a very honest conversation. You guys heard that conversation. You guys heard what I expressed to him, and he said he understood. He apologized. He asked me, "Were we okay?" I told him that we were okay, you know, maybe about 85%. We probably need another conversation. We agreed to have a conversation. And we haven't had that conversation yet because I didn't get off live until 12 or 1 in the goddamn morning. And I was cooked and all of that. And I haven't had time to speak to him today. But this is what I want to say, because I've had time to really think. And I have also had time to travel through some other things. I want to take back what I asked Jives for last night. Last night, I asked Jives to pick a side as it relates to who he believes I am, because I've been consistently one way to him. But the way his energy is set up toward me sometimes is that it implies that there's something else he believes about me. And I just want him to pick a side. I want him to pick either whatever that is that he also believes that sometimes makes his commentary lopsided, or believe the person that I have directly demonstrated to you over and over and over again through my actions, which have been consistent. I actually don't want Jives to do that. What I want Jives to do is actually do nothing. I want Jives to simply be who he is. I'm not going to say I was out of order for asking him to be different, because I think that when someone is doing wrong toward you and not showing up how they promised to, that you have a right to hold them accountable, because that's what they have asserted. But since last night, I have graduated to another level of consciousness, and I'm going to go a step further than that and simply just ask him to be who he is. I'm not, and do not want him to do it differently. I'm not asking him to do it differently. I'm not asking him to straighten it up. I'm not asking him to straighten his posture up. What I actually want him to do is be exactly what and who he is. And what I'm going to do with that is exactly what my spiritual godmother, Iyanla Van Zant, told me to do with that, which is, you don't get to ask or control the way that people love you. What you get to do, though, is experience the way that they love you and decide if you want to be loved that way. And you get to decide that you don't want to be loved that way. But you don't get to control how people love you, or even, hell, fuck the love word, you don't get to control how people treat you. You just get to observe how they treat you, and then you get to decide if you want to be treated that way, if being treated that way is in alignment with your ethics, with your values, with your well-being, with your authenticity, with your truth. And so I'm taking all of the asking off of the table. Matter of fact, I'm not going to ask anyone for anything. I'm not going to ask anyone to do it differently. I'm not going to ask anyone to do it better. I'm not going to ask to be protected, to be considered. I'm not asking. I'm simply going to observe and I'm going to adjust because I get to decide if I want to be cared for, treated, and or loved by how it's being demonstrated to me. People get to make their choice and how they treat me, and I get to make a choice in if I want to allow and agree to be treated that way. So everybody is off the hook. I don't have a list of demands. I don't have a list of desires. I don't have a list of wants. My only ask is be exactly what and be exactly who you are. And I will make the next choice in that. Now, you guys also know that I've been in a very different space as it relates to just, how I move. You guys know that I'm in a mirroring space as well. That finna go right into that, baby. Hold on. Why can't I put this up? Okay. You can't always treat people the way you want to be treated. Sometimes treat them how they... That's what I was about to say next. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to treat people not how I want to treat them or how I think they should be treated. I'm going to be them to them. I'm going to be Jives to Jives. I'm going to be Larry to Larry. I'm going to be everybody to everybody. Everybody is going to get themselves in me. I'm serving hot and ready because hot and ready is being served to me. People will not get Davion aside from those who are giving me Davion. I'm going to simply just mirror, and I'm going to move at the same pace and the same speed and the same way that everybody else moves. And I'm going to give everybody their speed. I'm going to give everybody their energy. I'm going to give everybody their things, which has given me a lot of peace. And it's just something that I'm going to have to continue to master and to move in, because what was driving me crazy in the past is that I was going over and beyond. I was pressing the gas and then some. And that wasn't being reciprocated, even though it was being said and it was being promised and it was being professed and it was being confessed and it was being proclamated, but it was never reflected in the actions. So I'm not even too mad at pressing the gas, because I was pressing the gas for people who were promising to press it for me and who was reaffirming that we were mutuals in this thing. So probably the last maybe 6 months, the last 8, 9, maybe the last year, this over between mid 2025 up to this point, I got into the space where I just started slowing down. I started slowing down, slowing up, and I started meeting people where they are. So Davion still exists. Davion in his fullness, Davion in all of his glory, Davion in all of his love, that exists for those who show up in that for me. Because I'll never let no one experience or no one relationship or no one anything change who I am. It will change who I am in that relationship. It won't change me, though. And it won't determine who other people get. I would never allow a negative experience, an unfortunate experience, a hurtful experience, or a whatever experience to change me as a whole person. But what it will do is change who I am to particular person or persons. Because I know, obviously, I mean, look at the two people who was up here with me. Clearly, the world is filled with Davions. The world is filled with them. The world is filled with them. I have everything to hope for. I have everything to continue to inspire me to take my chances because I can win again and again and again and again. But nobody can win it all. Nobody can win it all. But you can win again. You can't win it all. And you can't win all, as the scriptures say. Some people are going to perish, even though God desires not. But some will, and some are going to anyway. But of no desire to God. That's just the way that cookie is going to crumble. And so the big thing that I want you guys to really take away from my storyline arc in all of this is to learn from your experiences, become a better person from your experience, absolutely burden yourself with being who you want others to be and who you desire to be in this world, and hold yourself accountable for being that person. And know that you can win again. And you will. If you don't allow a situation or situations to change who you are, you will win again. What you need and want in this world is there. The law of attraction will boomerang all things back to you if you are willing to receive that. Now, I think that I'm pretty complete here. You're an intuitive person, so a person's words and actions. Oh, yeah. And I'm glad you said that, Echo, because more importantly, right? The actions are actually the only thing that I see these days. I don't even see words. Words literally mean absolutely not a damn thing to me. I don't give a fuck how blue in the face. I don't give a damn, how convincing the verbiage. I don't care about, the only thing I see is actions. And that be the only thing that I be addressing. Because the reality is I've heard it all. I've heard it all. Baby, I have heard people speak amazing of me and then treat me like a mangy mutt. I am in no way, shape, or form by the way people can put words together, by the emotions and passion they can put behind the words that they say. You can do all of that and be trash. So the only thing that I see today at the big old age of 40 and being a super empath is actions. I don't care what you say. What matters is what you do. What matters is how you do. What matters is what you've done. I would rather somebody never speak my name, never speak a proud thing over my name, and treat me well than somebody who will brag about me verbally and treat me like shit. I would prefer the latter. I mean, ideally, I prefer them both because me and my tribe, we do both. We talk that shit and we walk that shit with each other. We talk that shit and we walk that shit. Our heart is a reflection and is reflected in our actions, and our actions are a true reflection of our heart. Loving the likes, please. Yes, y'all smash and dash on that like. Jay says, you ain't lying. Don't talk that yip yap to me to converse or convince me of shit. Yeah, baby. Show me, baby. You got to walk that shit. I'm walking. You got to walk, baby. You got to pick up your cross, bitch. I'm picking up mine. Baby, talking ain't going to do a goddamn thing for either one of us. I'm not a feel-good motherfucker. I need to be treated well. I don't care nothing at this age. Talking meant a lot to me in my 20s. Oh, we just need people to say it. Just say it. I don't give a damn about what you say. I'd rather be treated well and you not say a motherfucking thing and just say it through your actions. Treat me well. Honor me. Honor me through love. And that's all that I'm taking. So I'm not asking Jives to do anything any differently. Be who he is. Be what he is. And I'll simply decide. I'll decide if that's the way that I want to be treated. If that's the way that I want to be loved. No, Larry is not in Dubai. He is safe and sound in Georgia. I think he's been back in Georgia maybe 3-4 days now. So yeah. No, he's safe and sound back in Georgia. They were able to get the hell out of Dubai because bombs were dropping over Baghdad. They were having some trouble getting out of Dubai, but they were able to go from Dubai to Ghana and then from Ghana back to the Americas. So yes, he's safe and sound. The whole team is back in Georgia, safe and sound. Auntie Trish says, wow, wow, wow. I can smell that shit coming. So smell what, Rhonda? What you smell what? Ooh, child. The way people fumble Consciouztv shows their mental and emotional instability. You absolutely got that motherfucking right. Okay. You got that right. And when you are immature emotionally, you believe that how other people treat you is a reflection of your worth. When you mature and you get older and you evolve, you realize that how people treat other people is actually a reflection of their self-worth. People treat you how they treat themselves. If people are not interested in the truth from you, they're not also interested in truth from themselves. If people are not interested in accountability from you, it's because they don't hold themselves either accountable. People only give to you what they are given to themselves. And so how people treat us don't have nothing to do with us. Unless it does. And as you guys hear it here, I've gone into all of the friendships that I have, even the ones on the screen here. I've done friendship homework. Larry can tell you, I've caught him throughout the years, throughout the month. Hey, is there anything I can do better? Any better way I can show up? Nope, you're great. I mean, I will go in, you know, because I want to make sure that when we do start having problems, you know, that you're not going to be able to rest on, I'm the problem. And I would like to correct the problem before the problem festers up and becomes a blaze. So I check in my family ships, in my friendships, which are really one and the same. But yeah, how people treat you, baby, is not a reflection of you. And when you are emotionally unintelligent and you are being mistreated by people that you love, what a emotionally unintelligent person will do is they will double down in the love and outsource for their self-value in the validation from the person who they want to love them so bad. When you are an emotionally intelligent person and you realize that you're not being loved and cared for in the way that you desire, you simply accept that and you move on with yourself. Because you can be treated worse by better, baby. You're not interested in no forced love, no forced care. If it ain't sincere and you don't have a natural inkling to show up and to provide and to stabilize and to neutralize and to etc., an emotionally intelligent person can be okay with that. I came to a lot of powerful conclusions over the last 2 years. I'm okay if people don't love me. I want other people to admit that they don't love me so that they can live a life that's a reflection of just that. I'm okay if I'm not your fave. Hopefully you can accept that I'm not your fave. And you can go trail behind those who are. I'm okay if what I'm offering does not compel the best in you and someone else does that for you. Go be with that somebody. But the problem with people like us, Conscious Crew, is that we're good at what we do as people. We people so well that even a motherfucker that really don't want you and really don't love you and really don't like you will still hold on to you because you'd be stupid not to. A person would be stupid not to. So sometimes people aren't always integral and honest with themselves and say, you know what? God damn. This is a bad motherfucker here. This motherfucker got it going on. This motherfucker everything. But I also know that I'm a piece of shit and that this person deserves better. We don't have enough people who can say that and then let go. They try to have their cake and eat it too. And then hopefully you're intelligent enough, though, to help them out with the choice and say, baby, you ain't got to wrestle with yourself about where you want to be. I'm going to let you go be there. No penalty and of no cost. I'm making a choice for the both of us. I'm making a choice you can't bring yourself to make. I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, I'm too old to be mistreated. I'm too old to be mistreated. I've put in too much work to be mistreated. I've put in too much work to accept that from anybody. And I don't want nobody around me who don't really love me. I don't want nobody around me who don't really like me. I don't want nobody around me who will look at me and be okay with the bombs falling over me in my airspace. I don't want nobody around me who don't have that type of empathy for me. I don't want nobody who can look at me and claim they love me and can't feel what's happening to me. I don't want no unconscious person around me. I don't want no apathetic person around me. I don't want no emotionally unavailable person around me. That's not what I want in intimate relationships. I don't want to spend my time in that place. Life is too fucking short. Why shortchange myself? Life is too fucking short. Why shortchange myself? And the one thing that I think empaths can take away from narcissists, because narcs and empaths are the same side of the same coin. One thing that we as empaths can learn from narcissists is we can learn as empaths to be a bit more selfish. We can learn to be a bit more self-centered. We could learn to be a bit more self-focused. Not only focus on self, but also focus on self. You know, so because we empaths, so we ain't gonna do it. We can't do it completely like the narc, because that'll just make us the narc. But what we can learn is to take a bit more interest in our well-being and to be a bit more willing at considering ourselves and voting for ourselves, choosing for ourselves, advocating for ourselves, entitling ourselves, indulging ourselves. That's the one thing that I've taken from all of my experiences alongside narcs my whole life is, wow, these people really don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. Baby, they don't give a damn if their needs come at the cost of you, the community, the kid. Baby, they don't give a damn. Baby, it's all me, ooh, child. You know, and I've always looked at that without being able to relate to that, because my natural state as an empath is communal. I'm communal. That selfish shit, that I shit, wasn't able to relate to it for a long time. And it's still not a trait that comes natural to me, but it's one that I have to like manufacture. And it's done good by me. It's done well by me. So empaths, I don't want you spending your time being narcissists into submission. Vote for yourself, love on yourself, and focus on who love you. Don't waste your time trying to force other people's hands. Be true to yourself and choose who choosing you. So with that being said, don't nobody have to do it differently for me. Don't nobody have to change nothing about who they are. Don't nobody have to change nothing about who they move, because the actions going to speak louder than the words are, and the actions are going to give me the opportunity to appropriate the relationships. And I'm going to be a bit more I focused too. I'm going to be a little less reasonable, a little less communal. And of course, this is with people who are not reasonable with me and not communal with me. I'm going to do as I please to the degree that I please without regard. The way that in relationships with people who are like that too. To the people who give me time, love, and care, they get time, love, and care. So, all is fair, baby. In love and war, all is fair. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. This was a great live. I hope this clarified a lot. And shout out to My baby father's reckless and that old nasty piece of bubs to God. Shout out to my baby mother. Rumors and tea for the old nasty piece. A child support check. I love you and appreciate you today. You, Davion. Thank you, baby. Jay says, Millie says, I read this quote that we don't live once, we only die once. My God, today that is a powerful quote, and you got to take that by the rings. You got to take that shit by the rings, baby. At this big old age, I want to be at my best, and I want to give myself permission to receive everything that I didn't always think I was deserving of. This next part of my life, I don't want to make excuses to stay in dry places with dry people. In this chapter of my life, I want to believe what I see. I want to believe what I witness. In this part of my life, I want to make shit real simple because it really is that simple. If you got to do a trigonometry with the situation, baby, you ain't mastering in the obvious truth in the situation. It's crazy how they are only attracted to you as well. Expound upon that, Millie. What you mean by that? That's the difficult part. But after you have taken enough of the BS, yes. Let me tell you something, baby. A super empath awaken. Whoo, baby. That's a dangerous bitch. An awakened super empath. Enough super empath, baby. Oh, that's a reckoning right there. That's a reckoning, baby. And the narcs feel it in their bones. Oh, yes, they do. Thank you, Auntie Jace. And that was the whole point, you know. Teachable moments, lessons, etc. It's all good in the hood. I ain't got no smoke with nobody. I'm cool on it. I'm going to continue to be a good-looking, fabulous, badass bitch. Speaking truth to power, entertaining, living my life, enjoying the people that enjoy me, and enjoying my earthly experience here and doing my work, welcoming my work. It's a beautiful thing. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed yourself, you guys already know what to do. Please thumbs up. Please give me a share. Please give me a like. Subscribe if you're new here. If you enjoyed the commentary, you can always do the Cash App, the PayPal, Consciouztv, $. Okay, that's Conscious with the Z on the motherfucking end. You can email me or the T he. You can follow me on Patreon and follow me on Instagram as well as Consciouztv. And I will see you guys later. Bye.